As the 2019 general elections draw closer, key players meet towards free, fair and credible election. Plus, children on the streets in focus. All of this on Panorama today with me, Kende Olale. Thank you for joining us. The Not Too Young to Run movement has distanced itself from Senate President Bukola Saraki's declaration to join the presidential race. Convener of the group, Samson Utodo, in a statement published by some Nigerian dailies, said it only invited Saraki and other chieftains of the People's Democratic Party to a town hall meeting as part of efforts to ensure that youth are given some concession ahead of the 2019 general election. The statement said the group was, however, shocked when Saraki seized the opportunity to declare his presidential bid, thereby compromising the event. The people of KMS still have faith in the All Progressives Congress APC and support the re-election bid of President Muhammadu Buhari at a rousing reception organized in honor of Special Advisor to Kwara State Governor Abdullahi Haidu Dambaba for not defecting to the People's Democratic Party alongside the state governor, Abdul Fattah Ahmed. The community said the governing APC at the center is doing a lot to improve the well-being of Nigerians. They described Alhaji Dambaba as a courageous son of Kema who is doing the bid of the people by keeping faith with the APC. And the National Assembly Joint Committee on Electoral and Political Party Matters has reduced by over 100 million naira the budget proposed for the 2019 general election. This brings the figure down to 143.3 billion as against 143.5 billion proposed by President Muhammadu Buhari. National Assembly correspondent Lami Hali reports.
The total package of the budget proposal for 2019 general elections submitted by the President and Independent National Electoral Commission to the National Assembly stood at 189.2 billion naira. The Senate and House Joint Committee, however, at the commencement of meetings to harmonize the budget, adopted the proposal from the Presidency amounting to over 143.5 billion, which is to be divided under the 2018 budget.
Subsequently, after exhaustive deliberation, the committee reviewed the INEC budget to 143,312,256,955 naira 13 kobo, signifying a reduction of 200,272,500 naira. The committee is suggesting to the leadership of the National Assembly, the Committee on Appropriation, to source the funding of this budget through virement from other service-wide votes under the Special Intervention Program recurrent to ease the consideration and avoid increase in the size of the 2018 expenditure framework.
The additional proposal from INEC, which stood at over 45 billion naira, will in the meantime be funded from 2019 budget as requested by the President. The Joint Committee believes the conclusion of this stage of the consideration will effectively position the Independent National Electoral Commission to deliver a hitch-free, fair and credible election. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari is challenging stakeholders in the governing All Progressives Congress, especially in the southwest geopolitical zone, to do all it takes within the limit of the law towards ensuring that the party retains the governorship seat in Osun State. At a meeting with those that matter in the zone, the president emphasized the need for the success story of the APC to be maintained ahead of the 2019 polls. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
The interactive meeting is in furtherance of President Muhammadu Buhari's strategic engagement with critical stakeholders of the APC aimed at deepening and sustaining the change agenda for a better Nigeria. In attendance were Vice President Yemi Oshimbaju, members of the National Working Committee, governors, and National Assembly members from the Southwest and other chieftains of the party. Everyone was there for one reason: the best way forward for the forthcoming Osun governorship election. And President Muhammadu Buhari believes that unity of purpose is critical towards achieving the objectives.
Once we express confidence in ourselves, we will proceed to work to achieve success. But if we maintain any division through whatever reason, then failure is guaranteed. May God protect us. Amen. We are going to be available at any time we are asked to come forward and campaign for our party, so that we will maintain our success story all over the country.
As we are confident of victory, as we are working hard for victory, we want to plead for your support in ensuring that that victory is not just a token, it's massive and unprecedented.
Participants described the meeting summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari as well thought out, encouraging and reassuring.
The opposing parties have no way of beating us. We have successes to build upon. We equally are bringing in one of the most competent and qualified technocrats. So it's value for money.
All those aspirants who lost the election, they pledged their loyalty, they pledged their commitment, and they are part and parcel of the election campaign. I think that is very, very encouraging for us.
Our people know us, our people believe in us, our people believe in our party. That's the party for the future. That's the party of the progressives. And I want to say categorically that by the grace of Almighty God, we are winning the election. And that will be a foundation for the re-election of Mr. President on 2019.
Osun State governorship election is scheduled for the 22nd of September this year. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has made a strong case for members of the governing All Progressives Congress to do whatever it takes towards leaving a shining example in the forthcoming party primaries ahead of the 2019 general election. Addressing the National Executive Council committee meeting of the party at its national headquarters in Abuja, the president maintained that defectors have left no doubt on the superstructure of the APC. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again reports.
The National Executive Committee meeting, the first since the election of the new national leadership of the party, was convened to, among others, fashion out modalities for the forthcoming party primaries. President Muhammadu Buhari stated that any political party worth its salt must get its internal democracy right. The forthcoming primary elections in the APC, he therefore insists, must be in complete compliance with the constitutions of Nigeria, that of the party, as well as the Electoral Act.
I urge all and sundry to ensure that we play the game according to the rules, come out with free, fair, and credible primaries. Let us shine the light through our primaries, and the rest of the country will find the way.
The president congratulated the current leadership of the party for the string of victories recorded in the recently concluded by-elections, as well as keeping the APC stronger and together despite defections to other parties.
The exit barely made a dent in our superstructure. APC remains in control and increases by the day.
President Buhari used the forum to reassure Nigerians that the federal government will continue to fight corruption, secure the country, and reposition the economy for job creation to give the youth a sustainable future.
Hope is rekindled in our hearts that we will give our country purposeful leadership that will improve the quality of lives of the people. We will fulfill all the promises we have made to Nigerians, and will continue to serve with heart and might to build a nation where peace, justice, and prosperity shall reign.
The national chairman of the APC, Adams Oshomole, who gave a scorecard of the party's achievements so far, takes pride in the victories recorded in the governorship and National Assembly by-elections conducted so far. He urged President Muhammadu Buhari to continue to provide the leadership and change the nation requires for genuine prosperity.
Mr. President, God has a purpose for sparing your life because you have not finished the mission that He entrusted on you to lead the forces of change, to reposition our country, to deal with all the vices that have detained Nigeria in the past.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, governors, National Assembly members, and other chieftains of the APC attended the meeting. In Abuja, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the 6th National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress has resolved to adopt direct primary election for its presidential primary. Meanwhile, it was also reaffirmed that the APC primary election into all elective offices shall be by direct and indirect election or by consensus. Political correspondent Saliu Abdullahi reports.
It is the first NEC meeting by the current National Working Committee since their inauguration in June 2018. This meeting is crucial in view of the enormous task before them by working to sustain the party's vision of continuity in governance at a time when the political atmosphere in the country is engaged. After over 3 hours of meeting behind closed doors, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State addressed the media. As activities build up ahead of the 2019 general elections, issues on guidelines to achieve free and fair party primary election, and the need to uphold unity among members with determination for the party to sustain internal democracy dominated discussion.
But we discussed that yes, patriotic and loyal members should be given, should be rewarded, but not necessarily with automatic tickets.
It is also a consensus that it is imperative for state executive committees to use the direct and indirect primaries based on their peculiarity and needs.
The resolution is based on Article 20, subsection 3 of the Constitution. The mode of primaries is either direct or indirect.
The report of the elections in various states were brought forward, and APC has shown what it is to be the most acceptable party in the country.
Part of the resolution from today's NEC meeting is a charge on critical stakeholders of the party to continue constructive engagement with party members across the country. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Let's take a break now. Panorama continues shortly. Don't go away.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thank you for being with us. ECOWAS Commission has been urged to develop communication strategies that would provide clear and consistent message to enhance the common understanding of the people, especially for the purpose of peace, security and economic growth of the sub-region. This is the view of resource persons and members of the ECOWAS Parliament at the ongoing delocalized meeting in Monrovia, Liberia. Joseph Orok reports.
Broadcasting is no doubt a powerful catalyst in driving regional integration, and so serious consideration needs to be made to take advantage of the broadcasting outfits. This is why these resource persons, while speaking on maximizing effective audience reach of an ECOWAS radio and advancing regional integration in a digital world, warns the expansion of the current capacity of ECOWAS radio in Liberia to other parts of the region. ECOWAS, the resource persons maintains, can do this by installing relay installations in the 15-member countries.
There has to be a strategy designed to be able to reach the majority of the people. That is, developing programs that in the various vernacular that will directly affect them.
But how are the members of parliament reacting to this?
What ECOWAS could do, I would strongly recommend, is to introduce those local languages so that people can have access and understand what the radio is basically saying.
Therefore, the radio and television of the sub-region must be able to adapt to the new technology in order to make itself very relevant.
There has to be proper documentation and committees that will think through the entire process so that we will be able to sustain it beyond the budgeting processes of ECOWAS.
Discussants agree that the technical structure of ECOWAS radio needs to be improved upon to serve as the central hub linking member states through their national broadcasts. In Monrovia, Joseph Orok, NTA News.
The law against recruitment, transportation, employment and hiring out of a child to do exploitative, injurious work hazardous to the child's physical, social and psychological development should be enforced to serve as deterrent to erring parents or guidance. This came to the fore at a book launch titled The Plight of Street Children in Nigeria, organized by the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. Lydia Odiche-Oje was there.
11-year-old Emmanuel Joseph is one among hundreds, if not thousands, of children hawking on the streets of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
Who sent you to sell garments?
My mom, for my school fees.
It's good for children to sell things?
No.
Okay, why do you think it's not good?
Because anything can happen to you.
This 16-year-old felt too embarrassed to disclose his identity. According to recent reports, this is the plight of more than 1.3 million children rendered homeless due to conflicts and socio-economic conditions. Statistics also indicate that more than 250 million children between the ages of 5 and 17 are already involved in one form of labor or another.
Street children syndrome is already a menace. Every part of the city you go through now, you see children walking along the road.
These findings and personal experience gave birth to this book, authored by Paul Naji.
This book tries as much as can to proper solution to some of this problem and also see how we can also recommend a solution to this problem.
The moment you are part of the sustainability of your home at an early age, it makes you from the street.
According to the Child Rights Act, children's rights include child survival, development, and participation. Lydia Odije-Ochi, NTA News.
30th of August of every year is observed as the International Day of the Mason. It was initiated in 2011 following a United Nations resolution on the urgent need to address the challenges of bringing an end to the anxieties of families unaware of the fate of their loved ones. To this end, a project by the National Human Rights Commission and the International Committee of the Red Cross to establish a database of missing persons in Nigeria is the focus of this year's commemoration of the day. Dennis Adeguloye reports.
Categories of people such as the internally displaced who have been caught up in cases of insurgency, experts say have family members or are themselves victims of enforced or involuntary disappearances. There are, however, other cases of people who simply vanish off the face of the earth, arising from cases of arrests, detentions, abductions, or simply going for a walk, as narrated here by someone who has had first-hand knowledge of the traumatic experience of not knowing what has become of a loved one.
I was called by my sister to tell me that my father left home, he wanted to take a walk, and we never saw him again. The years went by. I don't know what happened to my father. What I do know is no one deserves not to have closure. No family deserves not to know.
Harrowing experiences such as these informed this government-initiated collaboration between the National Human Rights Commission and the International Committee of the Red Cross.
It is in recognition of this right that we are facilitating the establishment of a database of missing persons in Nigeria.
The right of families to know the fate of family member who goes missing is enshrined in international humanitarian and human rights law.
The project on the establishment of the database of missing persons was born out of the need to address this challenge of increasing numbers, since there is no formalized, standardized, and technology-enabled national structure to address the humanitarian consequences of the phenomenon across state and national borders.
Part of what the database then seeks to do is actually to show that we have not forgotten.
For the full purpose of this initiative to be achieved, experts advise that the project should not be solely concentrated in the northeast, but extended to other parts of the country, and it was stressed that there must be interagency cooperation, strong leverage on technology, human capacity building, and effective monitoring and evaluation. Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
An outbreak in infection suspected to be gastroenteritis has claimed the lives of 15 persons in Tara village of Sabungiri local government area of Sokoto State. Abdurrahman Jibrila visited the community and has details.
To the community and health personnel in the area, the disease broke out on the 22nd of August, and village head of Tara, Rabi Nasara, told NTA News that so far 15 people lost their lives before receiving medical attention. A visit to the isolation center being manned by the health personnel of the Tara Primary Health Center. Officer in charge, Yahya Haruna, said 42 cases were recorded so far with only one death. Member representing Sabon South constituency in the State House of Assembly, Saidu Naino Ibrahim, while on a sympathy visit, assured people of the community of doing everything possible to stop the spread of the disease, and condoled with the families of the deceased and donated cash assistance to them. Meanwhile, Senator representing Sokoto East Senatorial District, Ibrahim Abdullahi Gobir, has donated drugs to the affected community to complement government's effort. Sokoto State Ministry of Health says it has already visited the community and taken necessary measures to prevent the spread of the disease, which is not cholera but gastroenteritis.
The source of that outbreak has been traced to contamination of the source of drinking water, and not only in Tari village, even from other reported cases of outbreaks.
The Permanent Secretary Al-Mustafa Uthman Ali said they have received similar reports from 7 local government areas in the state and had received support from the Federal Ministry of Health and the National Center for Disease Control. In Sokoto, Abrahman Usman Jibrila.
Up next is sport, and Ayodeji Makinde is our guide.
Golden Eaglets will depart Nigeria Friday to participate in the 2019 CAF Under-17 AFCON West B region qualifiers scheduled to begin in Niger Republic over the weekend.